She and then you said he.
You're being condescending, and if you want to continue, I have Port Authority escort you out the building right this moment if you want to play that game with me.
I'm sure by now you've seen this video of this Delta employee doing a masterful job with trying to reason with this trans activist at the airport, trying to do whatever. We're not sure the backstory. We're going to react to this video because it's actually brilliant. And it lays out a blueprint of what we can all do when it comes to dealing with these people who are trying to use language as a weapon and trying to push their victimization on us so they can get forth their own personal agenda, or in this case and others, delusion. So let's react to this and then stick around, because at the end we're going to show you an update of what happened after the fact. Let's go.
About when a Delta employee misgenders you intentionally.
While he's talking, you're talking.
You just misgendered me again.
Okay, so off the bat, he's trying to talk and he's talking over another person, and he's trying to claim that he has been misgendered. And so this guy is just trying to keep the situation separate and make sure that he understands what's going on, because obviously there's another person there as well, which we don't know who that person is.
Okay.
Multiple times.
Gotcha.
Both of you have.
Sorry.
Okay, so he was talking to this lady before here. If you look, he's actually speaking to her, or I'm not sure if it's a her. I don't know who the person is. She's off camera. But anyway, in doing so, he's trying to pay attention to that customer. And when the guy keeps talking over him, he actually diverts his attention and looks at him like,
While he's talking, you're talking.
You just misgendered me again.
Okay.
Multiple times.
Gotcha.
Both of you have.
Sorry.
Wasn't intentional, but if you want to take it personal, that's also.
Well, she did do it intentionally.
okay, let's just stop here. This clip's almost halfway over, but just in that little second, we can learn so much. What he does is actually brilliant. Right here, he's actually starts to think, okay, how am I going to handle this? I have two people, one's claiming something, and what am I going to do? So he composes himself, looks at him, and it's like, okay, it wasn't intentional. Basically saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you. But then the person escalated it, and then he said, okay, through his training or through his common sense, he was like, you know what? This is how we're going to do it. We're going to go through what I'm authorized to do and see what happens.
You have.
Sorry.
Wasn't intentional, but if you want to take it personal, that's also.
Well, she did do it intentionally twice.
You're talking to me too.
Okay, now this is a short clip, but there's so much here to unpack. I'm going to play the whole clip in its entirety when it's over, but let me just break this up. He says, first of all, well, he composes himself, thinks what he's going to do. Then he looks at him and says, look, it's not intentional. And then the person says, look, she was misgendering me, whatever. He says, no, but you're talking to me. And he said, you also misgendered, I think he said. And then it goes from there. And then he's saying, look, if you want to take it personally, then we have a problem, because I have the ability to kick you off this airport.
You said she and then you said he.
You're being condescending, and if you want to continue, I have Port Authority escort you out the.
He's saying you're being condescending. He's exposing him for what he's trying to do, playing these word games and this weaponization of language, as I mentioned before. And he's putting it back on him, say, look, you're wasting time. This is ridiculous. You're just trying to be a jerk. I have the authority to call the Port Authority to get you kicked out of here, and we can go that route if you want to.
Building right this moment if you want to play that game with me.
Okay.
Would you like to continue 3 days?
He's very emphatic. He's not being disrespectful. He's keeping a nice, calm demeanor. He's looking at him directly, man to man, and like, look, come on, dude, what you trying to do? And so then he says this.
Before Christmas, I really don't mind.
Let me back it up.
Escort you out the building right this moment if you want to play that game with me.
Okay.
Would you like to continue 3 days before Christmas? I really don't mind.
I'm good. I'll just put this.
So basically, the guy acquiesces and says, okay, fine, good. So he says, do you really want to do this 3 days before Christmas? Now, let's play the whole thing and imagine that you're there with them. We're going to wind this bad boy back. We're going to play the whole thing back and just imagine what this employee is going through. And you understand really quickly why this has gone viral. And also, as I mentioned before, the steps that you did, how we can all learn from this. Compose ourselves, think about what's going on, be respectful, and then be clear in what your authority is. If you have to bring in a police officer or bring in another authority in, or handle it yourself if you have that, and handle it in a way and call them for what they're actually doing, which is basically being obnoxious. I think he said you're being condescending, which is what they're doing. They're using their verbiage as weapons to push forth their agenda and be oppressive to someone else. They claim that they're being oppressive, but in fact, they're being oppressive to us with their language. So here we go.
About when an adult employee misgenders you
I'm so sorry.
intentionally.
While he's talking, you're talking.
You just misgendered me again.
Okay,
Multiple times.
gotcha.
Both of you have.
Sorry.
Wasn't intentional, but if you want to take it personal, that's also.
Well, she did do it intentionally
Gotcha.
twice.
You're
I did
talking
not
to
do
me
it
too.
intentionally.
You said she and then you said he.
You're being condescending, and if you want to continue, I have Port Authority escort you out the building right this moment. If you want to play that game with me,
Okay.
would you like to continue 3 days before Christmas? I really don't mind.
I'm good. I'll just put this on.
All right, so now here is what happened. We have an update. This is from the Gateway Pundit. Delta employee fulfills threat, calls police on trans influencer Tommy Dorfman following the misgendering incident at the airport. Let's take a look at this here. So this is a picture of the dude. This is Tommy Dorfman. Delta Airlines employees follow through on this threat by calling police on transgender influencer and actress Tommy Dorfman. This comes after a tense confrontation that resulted from Dorfman's allegations of being misgendered by airline staff. He was waiting to board a flight to his hometown of Atlanta, shocking, presumably to celebrate the holidays with his family. So I come down here a little bit here. It says the since deleted video, Dorfman claims, so I guess he deleted the video, claims to be offended after a female Delta employee referred to him using male pronouns and started whining to a male employee behind the counter. So that's what happened. So it was a female employee as well. And so both of them, according to this Tommy guy, was misgendering him and being offensive. Dorfman has confirmed that the Delta employee involved in the incident indeed called the Port Authority. In a statement responding to a comment on this post, Dorfman said, quote, "The man actually called Port Authority. 2 police officers actually showed up in approximately 10 minutes later and spoke to me and my partner about the incident," unquote. And it says here that Tommy Dorfman is a radical trans activist. That's him right there. And so that is what's going on. And so the reason I think this video went viral is simply because people are just fed up with being oppressed by language such as this and other things too, having streets blocked off, people who are environmental activists or whatever it is, imposing their leftist agenda on the rest of us who just want to be left alone, who want to raise our families, go to our jobs, come back home, watch a little football, a little TV, whatever we want to do, and be left alone and enjoy our lives. But yet we have these people who just interject themselves in our lives, in our sports, in our movies, in our TV, everything, and ruin it. And we're tired of it. And this is a good way to push back, because if you don't push back the proper way, all of a sudden you're the oppressor that they're trying to accuse you of. And then of course you're the bad guy because they fall back into that perfect victim position, which is what they want in the very beginning. And so with that, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.